Pacific University. Pacific University. Nice to meet you, Lawrence.
Ambassador, how are you? Good to see you again.
Good to see you again. Yeah.
How are you? Pleasure to meet you. Yeah, go ahead.
How are you doing? It's so good to see you.
It's so nice to meet you. We're looking forward to coming to your country for the Marriott. Oh, okay. Just that. How are you? What are you doing?
Well, good evening. For those of you who know me and those of you who don't know me, as well as those of you who wish you didn't know me. I'm your host, Michael, I'm sorry. The person in charge is going to be Ambassador Matilda tonight. And there are a couple of things I want to say. First of all, I'd like to welcome all of you for joining us this evening. I met His Excellency President Obama a few years ago, and then he invited us to Rwanda. Our team went there. And we saw a beautiful country, and a people more beautiful than the country. I strongly recommend that you pay a visit over there. The other thing I want to say, and I'll just be very brief, and I borrowed this from an old movie, the concept, called Casablanca. And I put my own touch to this. That Your Excellency, of all the people, in all the towns, in all the states, in these United States, you chose my state, my town, my home, and me to host this incredible event. My loved ones, my family, and myself are deeply honored, and we welcome you with open arms in our hearts. Now, Ambassador Matilda, you're in charge.
Thank you so much, Michael. I'm not in charge. But I just want to take this opportunity to thank you for opening your home, to really welcome our First Lady in this home. And the program, we work together, just like he'll be working on his own program, and I have to thank you for that. I hope everyone enjoys the evening. We wanted it to be an informational evening, but at the same time, really to come to know our people. So I thank you for coming. Thank you.
Good evening. Can you hear me? Yes. My name is Lori Rogers. First of all, I want to say hello to the First Lady, to Ambassador Matilda, and to Michael. I think that was the most wonderful welcome to someone from another country to our country. And if more people do that all the time, just like we really do. Thank you so much.
I am the first president, probably not the last president, a silverback, for the Imbuto Foundation, Friends of the Imbuto Foundation. It has taken a journey of about a year and a half in order to get the 501c3 status. So many people said, how can we give to Imbuto? Well, now we have the status. It's in the cradle of Liberty City, Boston, where I'm from. It is One Liberty Square, you can remember that. I'm glad, though, that we were able to do this evening in Washington. I think it's appropriate. I think it's so amazing to see what this country, Rwanda, has done in such a short time. And the First Lady has her hand all over it and her wonderful staff at Imbuto Foundation. They asked me to say, well, how did I get involved in Rwanda? And I've been talking to many people here, and there are so many faces here doing so many interesting things in this country. Along with Madam and her foundation is partnering with many of you. I mean, things are happening in Lake Kivu. You're solving big problems. There's wonderful schools like in Kishora. There's people that have businesses that they're working in manufacturing. And the pulse is there. And in such a short time since the genocide of '94, our family met another wonderful woman, equally as wonderful as Madam. And it was Aloysia Mbiba, who our family first met. They came to Living Wage and Peace at the Kennedy School. And these Rwandan women that came had just come out of the depths of the genocide and were so interested in learning best practices and becoming leaders. And it was just amazing to watch. And she got us so involved, and she said, you know what you really need in our country is girls' education. And she turned to us in Boston and said, can you help us? And so at the very beginning, there were 8 women. The First Lady called us the G8. And so we said, we'll try. And it was a group of women. It was hard to raise money with a group of women and a lot of you men. So we did it. And the school, Madam opened the school. It's the Mary Yunja School. And it's now starting in high school. It's a STEM education. And I know I see someone from Kishore here. There's another fabulous STEM education school. And so that's how we got started. And then, you know, all of you, it just, Rwanda rolls. So we started working with Madam, and no one wanted to fund the First Ladies of East Africa, OFA, to get together. UN said, I'm not going to do that, I'm not going to touch it. And at the Kennedy School, we're not going to do this. So they came to our daughter, who was working with the Clinton Initiative at the time, and she said, Mom, we have to do this. And so our family said, okay. And so we started, and Madam invited all the First Ladies together. Can you imagine at that time all the leaders in East Africa were men, and the women got together to talk about HIV/AIDS. This is 2001 initially, and it was really a difficult time as we all met all over the world. And what was interesting is these women started talking, and they came up, and it was the First Lady with her, at that time it was Pakfar, not Ibuto, came up, and they got the tagline, treat each child as your own. And everyone in this room, if we did that in the whole world, right, Michael, we would have no problems if we really treated each child. And that's the tagline the First Lady worked with. And when a lot of those people went back to their country, they worked very hard on it. Rwanda went at lightning speed. The next year when I came, there were billboards all over about safe sex, things that we couldn't get done in our country in that amount of time. And from there, Imbuto was born. And there was so much asked of the First Lady that the foundation grew, and she's going to be speaking about that. But I know, I see so many people here that are passionate about this country. And I hope you'll consider the Friends of Imbuto. She has a great year with someone I think who knows the Excellency, the president. And her team, raise your hand if you're working with Imbuto, is young, vibrant, smart, so savvy tech-wise. And they are always doing such interesting programs. I'm not going to discuss it because I want to present to you my dear friend, a wonderful mother, a wonderful First Lady, and a wonderful head of Imbuto Foundation, Madam Jeanette Kidano.
Thank you, Maureen. Good evening, everyone. I will start by thanking our gracious and generous host, Mr. Michael Ansari, for welcoming us into this beautiful home. Thank you. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank all of you for finding time on a weeknight to come out and support us. It's wonderful to see our long-time friends and among them, of course, Maureen Rodgers, who spoke a few minutes ago. Maureen and her husband, Mike, have been loyal supporters of our foundation, the Imbuto. They have donated over 500,000 in the last decade. I thought I was going to see another friend here, Diane, who she wasn't able to make it. I saw Bunny, and yes, thank you, Bunny. This Diana has been a tremendous source of support to us. She helped us establish the foundation as a 501c3 here in the US, which is that's why all the friends are working. So, of course, I'm not going to be exhaustive, but I wish to highlight a few of the friends and partners that are assisting the Imbuto to increase our impact and touch more lives. Allow me to briefly mention now one of our most recent ones, which is the Bloomberg Philanthropies. Imbuto and Bloomberg are working on an exciting project to create digital learning platforms for Rwandans. And just to provide some context to our work, for the last 21 years, Rwandans have been on a steady and determined journey of reconstruction and renewal. I won't mention all the friends that are here. I see many familiar faces. I can see Seth. I can see Claire, Jen, and many friends here. So it was impossible to be. It's impossible now to be inspired by the resilience of our once devastated country. So we started the foundation in order to contribute to a new surge of optimism and opportunity in Rwanda. So dear friends, tonight I'm here not as a first lady, but as a mother and an advocate for Imbuto Foundation. Over the years, I've come to appreciate that being a mother and leading a foundation, especially one as young as Imbuto, in a young country are more closely connected than one may think. Both jobs require nurturing, love, resourcefulness, and a sense of hope for what the future holds. I thought at one time that I was almost through with taking care of teenagers. But as 13 years old, Imbuto Foundation has become my 5th child. And trust me, I have more than enough energy to see this one through. So Imbuto means seed in Kinyarwanda, and our philosophy is to continuously plant new seeds and help them thrive. Since 2002, we have worked to engage, educate, and empower vulnerable children, young adults, and women. We expect to see hope and purpose restored to our communities while focusing on the value of every individual. Each year, Imbuto grants at least 1,000 scholarships to the most disadvantaged students and recognizes the brightest schoolgirls at award ceremonies all over the country. So we expect to see our young people flourish into the leaders of tomorrow. But we have learned that as critical as formal schooling is, it takes more to bring out the best in our youth and nurture their leadership potential. So we are committed to doing much and much more. From urging communities to adopt a modern early childhood development model, to getting children to embrace the culture of reading, we expect to see Rwandan children acquire a strong foundation for a productive and fulfilling life. From organizing unique forums to inspire young people to strive for excellence, to equipping adolescent girls with knowledge to take charge of their sexual and reproductive health, we expect to see Rwandan girls and boys grow up as confident and capable as they peer around the world. So dear friends, we all want to make the world a better place, and this is Imbuto's ambition. Starting with our little corner of the world, we continue to work hard to make Imbuto a relevant and effective catalyst in uplifting our communities. We expect to see our youth engaged, educated, and empowered. And this is why I'm energized and filled with motherly pride when I see the two young, Grace and Angel. Yes, when I see Grace and Angel. Being around these young people and others, I guarantee gives you young at heart. And I invite each of you to discover the real fountain of eternal youth. I welcome you to join us. You've seen that I keep holding on the youth. I don't want to go past that one tonight. So we look to partners and friends such as you to be part of a positive and fulfilling venture to open up exciting possibilities to many other graces and angels. Have a wonderful evening, and I welcome you to the Invito family. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madame. I'm not going to compete with a speech from the First Lady, so what I will do is just to introduce myself. I had the opportunity to speak with a few of you. My name is Diana Vitera, and I'm the Deputy Director at Invito Foundation. And I'm here, of course, in that capacity. I'm here also to encourage you really to visit Rwanda. Allow me to call you dear friends already, and I'm not pandering. I'm really acknowledging that if you are here, it's because you do have an interest in what we do, in what Rwanda has done, in what the First Lady of the Foundation is doing, and in our target groups, which are the youth of Rwanda. So youth for us, of course, we have a definition according to the policies, the education policies in Rwanda, but youth in Invito Foundation means from early childhood development, so they're a few months old, a few years old, all the way to the end of secondary school. And in that category of target groups, we have a program that is called the Best Performing Girls. And that's a program where the First Lady and different leaders in Rwanda reward the girls that perform the best at the last year of primary school, as well as two particular years in secondary schools, 2 years that are sanctioned by national examinations. And the reason why I'm speaking about this, it's not to be exhaustive in what I'm telling you, but it's because two of the beneficiaries, two of the girls we have here tonight that will tell you about their stories were actually recipients of those awards, Best Performing Girls. So we have Grace and we have Angel. And you will hear how really powerful the story is. And what we want is for you to hear those kinds of stories, because it's often said that actions speak louder than words. Stories speak even better than that, because you really get to see from the person themselves what they have gained from support, much needed support sometimes, support without which maybe they couldn't have been able to accomplish what they have accomplished, not because they don't have the skills or the intelligence or the capacities, but just because sometimes in life you just need to connect with the right opportunity. And that's what we try to do at Invito Foundation. And hopefully if you visit Rwanda one day and you come to Invito, we'll manage to convince you to really engage with us in that direction. So with that, Grace, give the microphone to you.
Good evening, everyone. As you said, my name is Grace Onukesi, and my story with Invito Foundation started 10 years ago when I graduated from elementary school. And at that time, I guess I did well, but I didn't know what was waiting for me because I was among the first group. So I was awarded as one of the best performing girls. And after that, I moved to high school. I went to high school. And a few years after, I was awarded a second time as the best performing girl. So along the way, I started thinking, I was like, you know what, after all, working hard is a good thing. You know, I had the opportunity to hear Her Excellency speaking. We had amazing speakers there, and it was really, really motivational. So I kept working hard, and after finishing high school, I was awarded for the third time by Her Excellency herself. And that just didn't allow me to get all 3 awards from Imbuto Foundation, but it also opened more doors for me because Imbuto Foundation was pushing me toward getting a better education, and that led to obtaining one of the most prestigious scholarship from my country. So I was awarded the Rwandan Presidential Scholarship, and so I got a 4-year full scholarship to go to Oklahoma Christian University for my undergraduate education. I went to OC, and while being there, I got the opportunity to do internships both in Rwanda and in the US. So after my sophomore year, I kept thinking, I'm like, you know, I want to be, I don't know, do something in the healthcare, but what can I do for my country before I get there? So I started a group. It's a student-led organization. It's called Health for Rwanda, with some students from California Baptist Universities, Clayman College, and the University of Rwanda. So we looked for ways where we could contribute in building our country while being in school, before being, you know, surgeons and OBs and all of that. So we talked with the Ministry of Health and got the permission. And last summer, I led a team of 10 students, 5 from the University of Rwanda and 5 from the US, for a 3 weeks project, health project. So we went and worked in the Bugesera and the Kabutare district hospitals. While being there, of course, we're shadowing, learning, and working in teams, but also we looked for ways to give back to our communities. So we started leading like health education sessions. We started going in health centers and start teaching about hygiene, sanitation, and we did the fundraising and put money on ourselves, and we started buying toothpaste, brushes, soaps. And within 3 weeks, we visited 7 different health centers and reached out to about 1,700 people. So that was a great blessing. So after that, we came back to the US, and I was getting toward the end of my undergraduate pursuit, so I started thinking about what I could do with my life. And I found that those 3 weeks were very impactful for me, and I looked something that I could do with that as a career. But before jumping before starting college, I had the opportunity to work at the Imbuto Foundation as an intern. So that exposed me on being on the other side of the scene, not just receiving the award, but also being engaged in serving the Rwandan population and helping in organizing events and all of that. So Imbuto just opened doors for me and gave me a lot of opportunities, and also gave me to develop things that I didn't know I could do. Like the health project, I'm pretty sure was born while I was an intern at Imbuto and doing what people were doing down there. So long story short, I came back in Oklahoma and trying to finish my degree, and then I looked for programs that would involve what I was passionate about, you know, serving people. So I applied at the Vanderbilt Institute of Global Health, and I was accepted there, got an admission, and they gave me a half tuition scholarship. So that's been said, if everything goes well, I'll be able to join the program in the fall, and I'll be focusing in global health with a concentration on infectious diseases and epidemiology. So. All I've loved about my journey with Imbuto, with Rwanda, with all the opportunities that I got, is that I had to use the simplest thing that I had, which was my knowledge and a serving heart. I didn't have any great degree, or I wasn't a sponsor, but I was able to see how you could engage with other people, and we could make a difference in building our country. So in the future, in the long run, after graduating from school and getting experience, I hope that I'll get to go back, help build Rwanda, Africa, and hopefully the whole world, and in preventing diseases.
Hello everyone. My name is Angel Uwamahoro, and I am a beneficiary of the Imbuto Foundation. And I am a theater student at Fordham University. And I'm very excited. And tonight I have a poem for you, and it is called Future, Will I Be a Legend? Future, will I be a legend? Well, will I? Will I be remembered, or will I be forgotten? Will they forget that I was here, that I was born, that I could see, smell, feel, taste, and hear? Or will I be a nobody? Will the benches and walls I carved my name on at school be painted over? My records of existence, will they somehow burn, and suddenly there is no trace of me? Will my Facebook wall shut down, my Instagram unfound? Will my friends and family deny me? Will the wounds I caused on those little boys' hearts heal? Will their scars disappear? And then, will they forget that they were loved by me? Or that they loved me? Will they remember me? Or will they decide to forget me? If they decide to forget me, future, I won't make it easy. I have a plan B, and you can still be able to look for me. Future, you can go and ask the air. He will not deny that he knew me, will he? Will he deny that I couldn't live without him? Will he deny that with every day of my life I took him in, then out, then back in again? But if he dares deny, then you can go and ask the waters. Surely he will remember me. He will remember how I let him run on my body with every shower of every day, or how I thirst for him after every race, meal, and play. But if he dares deny, then ask the mirrors. Didn't they see my reflection? My tears, my funny faces, my stares, my glances, my tired face? The mirrors wouldn't deny me. But if they happen to break before you reach future, then ask the colors. Green, ask green. She will tell you about me, about how I pick her over green, over pink any day. Or ask black, I wore her well. Or you can ask yellow. We often had arguments over who flattered who. Ask them, or the food and the fruits, the banana, the pineapple, they will tell you about me. But future, if the people and the things of this world deny me and decide to forget me, then you can go and ask the sun. Didn't I sweat in her presence? Didn't I run and play in her light as a child? But if she denies, I suppose I'll take the heat. But don't quit, future, no. Go and ask the moon. She was the witness to my nights of bliss. She was the light I used in the darkest of nights. But if she doesn't show up when you arrive to ask, then go and ask the stars. And if all 100 billion of them deny me too, then you can go and ask God. He made me. In fact, he knew me. And when he looks in his book and under the name Angel Uwamahoro, I am not there, then could you ask his angels? Maybe one of them knew me. Surely one of them did. But if the worst comes to the worst and you can't find me there, then could you ask the devil? He knew me well, my weaknesses, my strengths, everything I did wrong, when I was weak, when I was worried, when I was mad, when I was sad. He will tell you. But then again, he'd probably lie about it, wouldn't he? Hey! Will someone remember me? Future, if the people and the things and the heavens and the hells say they do not know me in your time, if I have become forgotten, if there is no trace of me, if there is no museum, no monument, no book, no grave, no article, no one family, no one friend that proved that I ever lived, then it's probably because I didn't live to the fullest when I was given a chance to live, future. I didn't take chances. I didn't make this world a better place. I didn't spread peace like Gandhi and Teresa. I didn't fight for freedom like Mandela. I didn't speak up for girls like Malala. I didn't dream and preach about equality like Martin Luther King. I didn't try as hard as Thomas Edison. And I didn't reclaim my identity and stand for unity like my president, His Excellency Paul Kagame. Yo! I didn't do what I had to do when I had the chance to live. So when I ask you now, future, will I be a legend? And you ask me back if I'm working towards becoming one, I am going to tell you yes. Yes, future, I am going to be a legend.